Sorry.
Thank you. I have a rescued poodle who today went through surgery and is now home and waiting for mommy to come home and make him feel good. I move we adjourn.
Except we have a motion on the floor.
Terry,
Hold it. Tonight to you.
No, it would come to the town board. It would come to the town board.
It comes to the town
Yeah,
board?
they would have to do it, yeah.
First of all, whatever you set up, whether it's a committee or you appoint a czar, which is the fashion these days.
I like that.
You could be the committee if you wanted to. We are not ultimately charged with the management of the property on a day-to-day basis.
But, all right, I got that now.
Yeah.
But do we need your approval for whatever it is that we would want to do in those trails? In other words, if we took the committee's recommendation and we put in whatever that was called, would we need the Conservancy's approval? If we approve it or comply to what?
The easement, the easement.
Does the easement address?
We really want to do this right the first time, and we don't want to have to do it over. And this is no blemish on any other legal counsel we might consider engaging. The reason I want to do this is because Steve Barshoff has guided us through the court case. He knows the history of the Comeau, he knows the history of the case, and he is very familiar with all the documents involved and with the Land Conservancy.
I wrote an email to Mr. Barshoff, and he agreed to respond, and a couple of weeks later, we got a 6-page document. And then a couple of weeks after that, we got a bill for nearly $10,000 for that 6-page document. Now, that's water under the bridge.
Recently, the town supervisor and others have stated that Attorney Steve Barshoff
Wait, is it your statement?
My statement.
Okay.
Yes. Derisively described as a Park Avenue lawyer charged the town $10,000 for a quick legal opinion at my request, at Chris's urgings.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Barshoff has stated in writing that the fees, to me, that the fees for his legal opinion on the Comeau question that we wrote in that letter was $740. He was shocked that anybody who was troubled by those fees never contacted him to verify them or clarify them. I did. And the reason I did is because at last Tuesday's board meeting, July 14th, twice it came up.
Determine why we were charged $15,000.
I'm telling you why.
Chris, $15,774 in the month of July.
For the La Barbera case.
Well,
He's telling you
says
right
right
here.
here.
It says for La Barbera. He repeats that a couple of times in his letter.
Yeah,
It
it's
states
La
it
Barbera
right
versus-
there.
yeah, that's true.
But if you don't know what the 15,000 is for, how could you say the 10,000 went for my letter, which it did not? You've heard from me. You've heard.
Disagree
from
with what?
With hiring Steve Barshoff for this.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would ask you to hold your motion for a week, because that will give us time to contact our land use attorney and get a preliminary opinion. And she'll give us all that opinion, and we can revisit it next week.
Okay, well, I just want to say, the last time that we consulted our land use attorney, who was rendering some decisions vis-a-vis the easement.
Attorneys don't render decisions, just opinions.
Okay, sorry, they rendered an opinion. When I heard about it, I recommended that we go to Steve Barshoff, and Steve Barshoff ended the discussion very quickly, no cost to the town. I think at this point, we need to go with someone who has the experience in understanding conservation easements. I am going to second Chris's motion. I do believe Steve is the correct person to start on the process. $50 an hour in terms of what his ability is.
Where does $50 an hour come from?
The difference between the two attorneys.
I see.
Is really in real terms not going to be, it's not substantive as far as I'm concerned.
I have brought this up at 3 different meetings, and you said to me, Chris, please hold it off till we meet with the Land
Right,
Conservancy.
that's exactly
That
what he
motion
said.
was put into it, I brought this motion up months ago. You asked me to put it off.
Yeah.
We have now met with the Land Conservancy, and I am
The
bringing...
Land Conservancy has presented to us.
Yes.
You have met
Well, we
with
met
them,
with
though.
them
Yes, you and
also.
I have met with the
But
Land
I'm not playing with
We've
words
actually,
here.
all five met with
I
them.
would like to have a word on this.
Well, I
Please.
just want to finish, Jay, and then you can take up after me. There is a motion on the floor, it was seconded, and we have to follow through on that, and it was discussed at a prior meeting, and it's in the records, and I brought it up
Okay.
before. I put it off because you asked me
I
to.
don't think we can really afford Steve, but that's a different opinion because really a 5-line email returning a $10,000 document is not the way I want to spend the taxpayers' money. But that's just my opinion.
Well, where did you get the 10,000 from to begin with?
From his invoice.
I have the invoice, and so do you. We just looked through it.
You know, I
You
wouldn't have
assumed
made up
that
the
a
figure.
$15,000 invoice, 10,000 went to me, and frankly, I think you concocted that figure.
Nope.
I think the figure was absolutely untrue.
No, Chris, not my style. Okay, well, we're not going to do a resolution tonight because it wasn't
We
up
have
on
a
Friday.
resolution on the table.
No, we don't.
We do.
I'm sorry, that is in contravention of our standing policy, which you all pushed on this board
Jeff,
and you all voted for.
I guess-
And I'm moving to adjourn. Do I have a
No,
second?
No,
Jeff,
we are
you don't
going to
have-
vote.
Adjourn.
No.
No, you cannot do
Okay,
that, Jeff.
I am moving, I would like